YouTube? My name is rhianaB and welcome back to another season of Survivor and a new series of my Survivor reviews. Now, I wanted to say a few quick things first. First off, I'm currently filming this at 11:30 at night, and this is probably going to be the routine for this series. I work Wednesday nights pretty much every week, so what I'm going to have to do is I have to come straight from work, watch Survivor very, very quickly, take notes, and then come straight to filming, and then I'll edit it tomorrow. And hopefully I can have my videos out by Thursday, usually maybe in the afternoon or at least at nighttime. So hopefully I can get these out on time. It will be stressful on my part, but I'm dedicated to getting the series out there for you guys to watch, so bear that in mind. Also, I did say it is 11:30 at night currently my time, but I am rocking a ring light behind my camera right now, so hopefully it does not look dark in here, and hopefully things look good. And also, if you haven't noticed, I have a new Survivor buff. This is the 35th anniversary Survivor buff, so it has all of the seasons of Survivor, their logos, up on the buff. And also this means I got a chance to say goodbye to my old Guatemala buff. Very old school. So now we're rocking the new buff, and now let's get on to Survivor. Heroes versus healers versus hustlers. Okay, so first things first, I should probably go through all three of the tribes. So on the hero tribe, we have Alan, Ben, Ashley, John, or JP is what he's going to be going as, Chrissy and Katrina. On the healers tribe, we have Joe, Cole, Mike, Desi, Jessica, and Rourke. I hope I'm saying that right. And then on hustlers, we have Allie, Patrick, Ryan, Lauren, Devin, and Simone. So right off the bat, first impression of all three of the tribes, definitely the heroes have a little bit more brawn because first off, they do have an NFL player on their team. That's always a good thing. And then you have Ben, who seems to be a very hardworking type of guy. He was in the military. And of course you have Katrina, who is a former Olympic swimmer. There's a lot of brawn on that tribe. Healers, I wouldn't count them out as far as physicality is concerned. Cole himself seems to be a very athletic guy. He goes out in the wilderness a lot. That's his job. I mean, come on, have you looked at Joe? He looks like a freaking, I don't know, he's kind of like, actually, I'm going to hold on to that thought. We're going to talk about that here in a second. And then we kind of have hustlers who, they have some strength, but as of right now, it hasn't shown completely. I think right now, Devin is the one who's the biggest athletic participant in the challenges. So we may need to see a few more episodes and a few more challenges as the tribes to really see how it's going to stack up. So as typical Survivor fashion, all the tribes have to gather all sorts of materials from the boat that they are on, take it to a canoe, and then they gotta go to the beach. Now, while doing this, Ryan from the Hustler tribe actually found a secret advantage that was hidden in a bunch of, I don't know, like peppers or fruits or whatever. He found it, shoved it in his pants, and didn't talk about it to anyone except for one person, but we'll get to that here in a second. So this wasn't just to gather as much supplies as you could, this was also a part kind of a semi-war challenge where the first two tribes to make it to the beach and light their torch would win fire. Now the first team to win was the healers, and they got a massive fire-making kit, all sorts of cool things. And then the second tribe turned out to be the heroes, and they got flint. And then tribes split up, and now we're on to tribal dynamics. So first we look at the healers, and right away, Cole is the Mr. Popular. He is the one that everyone's looking at. He's very physical, he seems like a good guy, he's very good looking, so maybe some romance stuff in the future. And then we also get a sense of Joe's game, which kind of is borderline between Tony from Cagayan, and also maybe a little hint of Russell Hanson there. And then we go to the heroes camp, and right away, alliances are forming. We have Alan, JP, Ashley, and Ben have created a solid 4 alliance already. And that leaves Chrissy and Katrina to be like what they called the mom squad, the older women who don't fit in with the younger crowd. And then we go to the Hustler tribe, where we start seeing a possible alliance or connection between Allie and Patrick. Now, back at Healer's Camp, I know this is going to be a lot of flip-flopping between tribes, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty common thing until maybe a twist in the game or until we get to the merge. Who knows? So back on the Healer's Camp, we kind of had a little bit of a fight between Joe and Mike. Joe thinks that Mike is out looking for idols, and that is what in fact he was doing, but Mike is gonna really try his best to not make it so obvious that he is searching for the idol, because right away that puts a big target on your back. I really think Mike is going to be one of the more cerebral players in this season. He kind of reminds me of Cochran in the sense that he's always thinking and trying to think of a smart way to do something in the game, whether it's an alliance or perception, yada yada yada. So that's my take on Mike. And Joe, like I said before, I don't know what's going to be going on with Joe. He definitely is going to try stirring up some drama. We're just gonna have to wait and see how much his villainous ways, or however he wants to describe it himself, we're gonna have to wait and see how that's gonna all unfold for him. So back to the Hustler camp, we finally find out what the secret advantage was that Ryan found on the boat. Turns out it is called a super immunity idol. Though it can only be played at the first tribal council, it allows the person to play the idol after the votes have been read. That is a big move. That's one of the biggest immunities you could possibly have. And Ryan sees this as a big advantage for him and something he can use to play with. So he goes to Devin, and maybe there may be a sense of an alliance forming between the two, because they seem to be very buddy-buddy, and Devin does seem to be a very good guy. So Ryan tells Devin, they kind of start having a bond, and we'll get to later how maybe that idol was affected. And I don't know if any of you have really noticed, but when I look at Devin's face, I see a hybrid or a love child of Will and Hayden. Does anybody else see that connection, or is it just me? It could be just me. Back to Heroes Camp. So Alan becomes very suspicious of the relationship between Ashley and JP. He thinks that they're a power couple, that they're really, really, really tight, and that their alliance is semi-flawed. So he ends up taking JP down to the water and asks him if he has the idol, which JP denies, and as far as we're concerned, he doesn't have the idol. But Alan is just not believing anything that JP is saying at all, to the point where JP drops his pants to prove he does not have an idol. I don't think I've ever heard of a crazier way to show someone that you don't have an idol. And also, he has some pretty big balls to be able to just drop trow in front of random people when you've only known them for 3 days. So kudos to that. So was this a bad move on Alan's part? I think so, because it makes him very, very suspicious, and it makes him seem paranoid, and that's the last thing you want anyone to associate yourself with. You don't want to have the perception that you're paranoid all the time, because that way no one's going to trust you. So for Alan, this may be a big, big obstacle to have to overface. So we move on to the immunity challenge, our first immunity challenge of the new season, and it turns out that healers win first place, and then hustlers actually take second place, which means that Ryan will have to designate his idol. And since Ryan can only use his secret advantage for the first tribal council, and because he's not going to tribal council, he obviously can't use it. So what does he do? Well, according to the rules for the super idol, he has to give that idol to someone on the losing tribe, which ends up being heroes. So this could be a potentially big move for Ryan to make, and also it could really save someone on the Heroes tribe. So on the Tribal Council chopping block, we have Alan after his paranoid search for the idol and questioning everyone about the idol. We have Chrissy and Katrina, who are the older women in the tribe. And then we have Ashley, because Alan decides to try to form a possible new 4 alliance with Katrina, Chrissy, and Ben. And Ben and Alan are kind of really, really close at this point. They seem to be the big twosome running the show around here, so that's kind of a new twist on things. And their big target is Ashley. And we also find out that Chrissy is the one who gets the super idol from Ryan. So the big question is Chrissy going to use that super idol? Because she doesn't have to use it if she doesn't feel like she needs to. Although I would say probably would be the best thing to do. So we get to tribal council. There's talks about Katrina and Chrissy being the older women, maybe not as athletic as the other 4. Then of course we have the Alan situation with him being so paranoid. And Alan, I gotta say, I like Alan as a person, but as far as his gameplay so far, I'm not on board with it. He is really talking way too much. In this game, you need to learn to keep your mouth shut when you need to keep your mouth shut. So that, I think, is going to be one of the things he's going to have to overcome here, or he is not going to make it far. He may make it to merge, he may make it to a tribe swap, but after that, it's going to be very, very up in the air for him. So we get to the vote, and sadly, Katrina goes home, being the first eliminated from Survivor Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Wow, I gotta figure out how to say that without it sounding like a big mouthful, which kind of it is, so maybe I can't avoid it. It's so sad for me to see Katrina go. I actually kind of liked her. I liked the fact that she was an Olympic swimmer trying to do Survivor. I had some high hopes that maybe she can show her strength in challenges, and, you know, I had high hopes for her just seeing the cast. It's so sad to see her go. My big thing, though, I'm shocked that if Chrissy, because honestly I don't know if Chrissy could have played that idol for someone else, but if she did, why not use it to help save her? Because I felt like that would be a number on Chrissy's side. Sure, she may be on good terms with Ben and Alan right now, but technically Ben is between both alliances right now. So I'm shocked that she didn't try to save Katrina if she could, because that could be a number for Chrissy. So sadly, she didn't play it, and we didn't really get a huge upset on the first episode, which kind of I would have liked, because honestly, this episode wasn't really like in your face. It wasn't like a really big opener. I don't know, maybe I had high expectations, I don't know. But with that said, let's move on to previews for next week. So we see a possible new alliance on the Heroes tribe with Ben and Chrissy maybe forming a little alliance. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out, if it even happens at all. Maybe Ben, Alan, and Chrissy could form together to maybe get Ashley and JP out. And then we have a possible love connection between Cole and Jessica from the Healers tribe. Again, will this be an alliance? Will this be more than an alliance? I mean, this show has produced many odd and cute showmances in the past, so maybe this time we could have another. And now, since this is the first episode, I'm going to basically say who I think has a good shot of winning, who are my favorites at this point. As of now, I kind of like Patrick and Allie. Obviously, Patrick, I mean, redheads gotta stick together, right? But he seems like a really cool guy. I'm kind of interested to see where his gameplay is going to go. Allie as well. I think Allie is a really smart thinker, so she may be a big part in the game. I hope so, because she seems like a really cool girl. Also, the fact that she's an assistant for a YouTuber. That, to me, is awesome, and I want to know who that YouTuber is, because that'll be a cool little detail to learn. I do like Cole, although we didn't get to see much of him in this episode. Something about Cole seems really, like, laid back, really chill, you know, goes with the flow, but he may be a smart thinker. We're just gonna have to wait and see what comes out of his laid-back attitude. Is it gonna be like a Fabio, where he kind of just coasts through the whole season? I love Fabio, but he did coast. Or maybe he can make a big move or be very cerebral player. Mike, I'm interested to see more of, since he is more of a mental player in this season. Devin seems like a cool guy. I don't know if I prefer Devin over Cole, but Devin does seem like a pretty cool guy to look after. And even I think Ben could be a possible cool cast member to really play things around. He seems like a smart player so far, but again, his alliances are really going to be tested here, since the Heroes tribe is down in numbers, so that'll definitely play out in the future. Alright guys, that is it for my first episode of my review of Survivor Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. I'm not really too sure of how the season's gonna really go. There's a lot of different personalities, as usual for Survivor, and with this new idea of 3 different tribes based on like what other people think of them, it's going to be kind of interesting to see which ones will stay the route of their tribe or who will go completely opposite. I don't know. I'm excited for a new season of Survivor. I hope you guys are excited that I'm doing another review series. I'm so happy to be doing it again. So please, guys, keep up with the series. I love doing these reviews. I hope you enjoy them. So on that note, I'm going to end the video here. If you guys like it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me comments down below. What did you think of the first episode of Survivor Season 35? Leave me those comments. I would just love to read them. And of course, if you want to see my future videos or videos I've already done, go ahead, hit subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when my videos come out. That's all I have for you guys today. And until the next video, bye! Mwah.